Hi.
Somebody at the window.
We're Scars of Envy.
Hey, welcome to Live from Dennis's House.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be reviewing Master of Puppets by Metallica and my guest, the great band, Scars of Envy.
Oh yeah! New Jersey's #1 metal, unsigned. You know it.
So, we got a lot of stuff to get to today. Mark, don't interrupt me while I'm going here. We're going to do, first we're going to meet the band. We talk about Scars of Envy, talk about everything about them, get to know them. Then I'm going to do my rant of the week. Then we're going to listen to some live music. They're going to play live music, actually. They already recorded 2 songs. They were amazing. Wait till you hear them. Then we're going to talk about Metallica. We're going to talk about this album. Then we're going to do the call-in segment and some funny news stories. Then we're going to review this album, and then we're going to shut it down. All in 30 minutes. So we better get right to it. So, all right. You think you guys can be heard over this music, or you want me to lower it for you?
Yeah! You can hear it.
Alright, hold on, I'm going to lower it for a second here. We'll be distracted. We'll come back to that. Alright, so, Scars of Envy. We have Ethan on vocals. We got my good friend Mark Ambrosi back there on drums.
Oh, yeah.
We have Jeff on guitar and John on bass.
Yeah.
So, alright, so who wants to talk about the band now, how you guys got together, how long you've been together, when you're playing next, all that kind of shit, all your influences. Go. You're the lead singer.
Need a mic?
Nah, he's up close. He doesn't need the mic. That's for you guys back there.
Thank you, sir.
You guys can feel free to cut in anytime you want if he's saying something incorrect or whatever.
Story straight.
It started back in the day with this album. We got into metal. We found each other years later. Been playing for about 5 years. It started out with like Jeff and Mark were playing for a band together for a while, and then they called on myself, and then we hired John into the band as well. And it's been going pretty crazy since then, man.
Oh, yeah.
Playing a lot of shows all over the East Coast.
Cool.
We got a show coming up this Saturday at the Saint. Come
Nice.
on out, the
That's
Halloween
Park,
Havoc show. Come dressed up.
And
Havoc.
I'm assuming you guys got websites, Facebook, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
All right, I'll put up all the links. You give me all the links. I'll put them up
SoundCloud.
later. All right, cool. And you guys got your own CDs. You're all original band, obviously. So, what was the last CD? When did the last CD come out?
Back in 2011, we finished writing our Forsaken Me. That was our first album. It's got 10 songs on it. They're pretty kick-ass. We play a little bit of a intro of the first song on the album. We do it
Yeah, that was
acoustically here.
Great song.
And we just finished writing our second album called New Damnation. It's even crazier, a lot heavier, a lot more fucking...
Family show, no cursing. We'll beep that out later.
We got a lot more crazy songs on this album that we're very proud of, and we can't wait to release to you guys.
And when's that coming out?
We're hoping within the next month or two that it's going to be out there for the general public to pick up their own copy of it. And we've been playing the songs live at some shows, and we're getting pretty good feedback from everybody about it.
And
So-
where can you get these CDs?
You'll be able to pick it up at any store nationwide. Hopefully, it'll be distributed like internationally. It'll be everywhere across the
Oh,
globe.
cool.
Digital downloads are worldwide, so anybody can get it just from our links.
All right, cool. And you can go to CD Baby, Amazon, and all these places
CD
and get
Baby,
them.
Amazon,
Nice.
iTunes. You know, you can buy it direct from us. You know, give us some more money.
3, 4.
All right, let's talk about
I'm
your
thrilled.
influences now. That is Metallica, everyone's favorite band.
Yeah!
In the band.
Of course. We love it.
What else? What other bands you like?
Pantera,
Machine
All of
Head.
them.
Machine Head, Slipknot, every band that's out there that's like writing great music, kicking ass.
Cool. Now, are you from Ireland?
I am not. I am from New Jersey.
Oh, okay. I thought I detected an Irish accent before.
I am
just a
Irish, but this is me killed.
And the bagpipes outside the door.
Yeah. So all right. So we'll get back to more. So you guys, we're gonna listen to the album a little bit more. But now it's a time of the week where I do my rant of the week. This is things that have been bugging me all week, and I rant about them. And you guys feel free to join in, or whatever. But lately, I have been spending a lot of time on the Garden State Parkway, and I've been observing things and people. Everybody hates traffic. Everybody hates driving on these goddamn roads. But I realized, why is there even traffic on the Parkway? That you're just driving straight. It's like there's no intersections, there's no red lights. There's no dogs, there's no old ladies cutting across the road or anything. So why is there traffic? I don't understand it. And then, lo and behold, every goddamn day, there's like 5 accidents on the road. And if everyone just paid attention and followed the car in front of them, there wouldn't be any accidents. Would you agree with that?
The rubbernecking. The rubbernecking.
That's when there's already an accident. Then you rubberneck at the accident, and that causes more traffic. But the one thing that's been bugging me too is, I'm sure it has been bugging everybody, is someone who's driving really slow in the left-hand lane, right?
New York
Bothers everybody. Hey, I'm from New York. I don't drive slow in the left-hand lane, that's for sure. But I've been observing this also. I have a lot of time on my hands to observe. And I noticed that there's 3 kinds of people that do this. The one that everybody knows is the old, out-of-touch, has no idea where they are person, right? It's a little old lady like this, looking through the top of the steering wheel. They don't know where the hell they are. They don't even know they're on the Parkway. They could be in their living room. They could be at the Indy 500. They have no clue. So
She's popping her
that's
Alzheimer's meds.
exactly. That's it. Just be thankful they're driving in the right direction. So there's nothing you can do about them. And that's another thing that bothers me. When does that happen to an old person? Like, look, we're all kind of normal right here, right? We all drive, we do everything. Now, is there going to come a time that all of a sudden we're going to be like a annoying old person? We're going to be driving so slow. We're going to be walking slow. How does that happen? Does it happen all of a sudden or gradually over time? Mark?
I think it just.
I would say gradually over time.
I don't know.
I think it just hits you.
You think
Wake up
that?
one day and you're old.
Yeah.
Full circle. You don't know where you are. You need to take a change.
You never think you are.
Progressively get older.
I don't know.
They
Well,
lose it. and
Everybody's in
that's it.
denial.
I don't know. I'm hoping I
Me? Might
die
happen
way
tomorrow.
before that. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about it. Now, the second kind of person is the angry person. We all know that person, that they're driving in that lane.
John. That's this guy over here.
And they're just like, oh, screw you. You're not getting around me. I'm not moving. F you. You can't tell me what to do. This is my car. There's the one spot where you can't tell me what to do. Right? So now we come to the third, the newest one of them all, is exactly the goddamn texter.
Everybody does it.
Now, it's one thing if, texting, it's horrible to do. Of course, no one should text and drive. It's the worst thing. It's worse than drinking and driving. And but to be in the fast lane,
Full cover.
in the express lane, texting is completely out of control. And I was thinking about this the other day, that if I see you texting and then you smash into my car, you know what I'm going to do? I carry this bat with me at all times in my car. Feel that bat. Feel how solid that is.
Beat on the bat with a baseball
You don't want to do
bat.
that. So, if you hit into my car, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to smash your phone to pieces with this bat. And then if you get uppity, then I'm going to smash your knuckles so you can't text anymore. Then I'm going for the kneecaps and the elbows. So, I think everyone should form together, and that's what we should do, and that'll stop texting for
Cheaper
sure.
than a ticket.
I agree.
Exactly. So, stop texting, pay attention, follow the car in front of you. Behave yourself.
If you're watching this video while you're driving, awesome, but pull over and check out the rest of it.
All right, that's the rant of the week. Well, that brings me, I'm not done yet, sorry. That brings me to something else. That today I was all concerned because I saw on the signs on the Garden State Parkway, they said gridlock alert in the PM rush because Obama's going to be in town. And I was like, oh crap, I got to leave work early or I got to stay late or whatever. But at the last moment, he canceled it and he did not come to New Jersey today. And you know why?
Resolved.
Because he decided that instead of coming to New Jersey for a stupid fundraiser, he's actually going to take care of Ebola. So he was going to some Ebola meeting or something. I don't know about
I
that.
decided to do some work for a change.
Yeah, so that brings me into my my Ebola report. I like to do an Ebola report each week. And Mark, you work in a hospital, don't you?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. I shook your hand before, too. Do you have any...
You know what? I've been out for a few weeks, so I'm good. Don't worry.
So this week,
I've been on vacation.
development. Last week, we found out dogs can get Ebola. Now, this week, we found out another nurse got it, and some camera guy got it. Oh, and the selfish jerk woman who was around the camera guy that got it. It was like, what was her name? Nancy something or other. She was a big news reporter. And she said, oh, I'll voluntarily segregate myself. What do they call that? Quarantine myself. Exactly. I'll voluntarily quarantine myself. And this was in New Jersey, in Princeton, right? So she said, okay, me and these other people who are around him will quarantine ourselves. 2 days later, they see her in a restaurant in downtown Princeton, and they see her all about town and shit. And it's like, what the heck? You're supposed to be quarantined. And she's, oh, I got hungry. So the whole world is going to end up with Ebola because she got hungry, because she's a selfish jerk. So now she has a mandatory quarantine on her, and hopefully that will control that.
They
So
have a freaking cafeteria in the hospital.
no, I don't. I think she was quarantined at home. They just, she couldn't call out there, Yeah, right. So, all right. Well, now I'm done with my rants for the week. Let's get back to Metallica now. All right. So, since Metallica is your guys' favorite band, I have some notes here. Normally, I talk about Metallica, but I'm hoping you guys will talk about Metallica. And this album came out. Anybody know what year?
86.
Very good. Excellent. Now,
John gets a point.
yes, 1 point for John. We'll play trivia here. All right, so when this album came out, who was the bass player?
Cliff Burton.
Very good.
More Cliff.
And how did he die?
Bus accident.
In what country?
Canada. Am I wrong?
Wrong.
I'm joking.
Sweden. Who said
that's
Sweden? 1 point for Sweden. All right. Oh, I forgot. This is the point in the show where we smell the album, the smelling of the album. This is a relatively new album.
Route 1 Flea Market.
Did you just get it recently?
New album?
Not recently.
Oh, but, well, I always have to do the differential test. Smell this one.
Yeah. What's that?
It's a nice
1960?
Frank Sinatra
Oh,
moment.
this looks like a garage.
Check that out.
Yeah, none of my albums smell like that.
Dang, I love that, man.
Smells like my grandmother's attic.
Exactly.
That's a water
That's something. This, I don't know, man.
Don't buy that house.
I'll rub it on here. Maybe you'll get some on it. But, alright, so, anyway.
Black mold.
No fungi on my
Alright,
album.
so this came out in 1986. Metallica came out in the 80s, and they were part of the LA scene. Now, let me load this again. That I just did, like I said, Guns N' Roses last week, and they were also part of this LA scene, and everybody else was these ridiculous hair bands, and Metallica just stood out like a sore thumb, and they hated it so much that they said, we're not sticking around here. So what part of California did they end up going to then? San Francisco.
Right, San Fran, yeah.
Right, yeah. So,
And then John
Old
Zazula brought him to Old Bridge,
yes,
New Jersey.
that's exactly it. There's Johnny Z. You guys know
Johnny
about
Z.
this. Tell
Rock
me
and roll
about this
heaven,
part
the Route
now.
1 Flea Market.
Go ahead, tell me
He
about
used to
this.
own the Route 1 Flea Market, and he used to sell a lot of albums and merchandise there. And then he opened up a label with Marcia, his wife. Am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Craze Management, Megaforce
Yeah.
Records.
And they turned into Megaforce, and they used to have a lot of bands such as Anthrax, Metallica.
SOB,
Um,
right?
Yeah, you elaborate more.
Anybody?
Well, I did hear
You know,
that.
I even think they used to deal with like Ministry, Nude Swirl, and other bands like that. You know, they had Mind Funk for a while. I mean, this is all after, you know, like Metallica.
And coming
Anthrax.
soon, Scars of Envy.
So are they still around? Johnny Z? Does he still have the record label? And
He's actually,
man.
they just formed a label with, not a label, like a management company called Breaking Bands, LLC. They got Exodus on their label. Chuck Billy's part owner. Maria Ferrera from Adrenaline PR is part owner. Marsha and John. They also just signed Soilwork for management, and they have another band called Shattered Sun. And there's one other band that's Forest Day. That's the 4 bands they have going on right now.
all right, because I heard that when they went to Queens, New York, right near where I was from, is where I grew up, and they were recording in the same studio with Anthrax. That's what you said, and that's when they fired Dave Mustaine out of the band. That he was the original guitar player, and that it was something. Oh, because they like to drink a lot, and they like to drink Jägermeister specifically, and that's why they were termed alcoholica back in the '80s, right? That they drank so much. So Mustaine was apparently a pain in the ass when he got drunk. So they just couldn't take it anymore, and they had Hammett in the wings. So one day they woke up Mustaine, and they said, "All right, you're out of the band. You're get out of here." And he says, "All right, when's my plane leaving?" And they said, "Sorry, there's a bus leaving in 20 minutes, so be on it." And that was it. So there's a lot of bad blood between them. Is there still bad blood between them, or what? Does anybody know?
Actually,
Dave's still a little pissed.
I would imagine.
It seems like they're making amends a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, they hung out at the Big Four a little bit. And
Go ahead.
chilling out.
That's pretty amazing, though, that Mustaine then overcame that and became successful in his own right. Normally, you would have never heard about that person. He would just be a trivia question right now. But, yeah, so that was something. And then, what else did I want to say about them? Oh, I know. They had a lot of tragedies. Like we said, Cliff Burton, the bass player, he died in a bus crash in Sweden. And then Jason Newsted replaced him. But then one time when they were playing in Montreal, that pyrotechnics went astray, and they burnt James Hetfield really bad. And the guy was describing it. He looked like the Toxic Avenger. His arm was all bubbling and disgusting, right? So they had to stop the show, and they were on the same bill with Guns N' Roses, right? So they said, "All right, Guns N' Roses, you got to step up now, and you could be the heroes, save the day." And of course, Axl, being the big pain in the ass that he is, he started doing like one song. He didn't like the sound system or whatever. He threw the mic down. He stormed off the stage, and the whole place rioted. And Newsted was saying that when he went backstage afterwards, Axl was sitting there drinking champagne and smoking a cigarette out of a holder. Like he's Mae West or some shit, and Newsted says to him, "What happened?" And he goes, "Oh, my voice wasn't feeling good." He says, "If your voice not feeling good, you shouldn't be smoking a cigarette." So I think they hate each other still to this day as well. So I don't know.
Does anybody like Axl?
I don't know. I
Sometimes
can't imagine
you just
it.
got to step up to the plate and do it.
Yeah, exactly. And then a whole riot started because you couldn't.
thousands
For
of
one
people,
night, you
hundreds.
can't just not be a jerk for one night, So,
Rock star.
yeah, those damn lead singers.
LSD.
So you guys have that problem with
No,
anyone?
No way, man.
Nah, you don't see that way.
It's down.
Oh, cool.
He's the real deal.
He actually moves equipment and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow,
he actually
that's
helped me set
awesome.
my drums up one time.
Wow, that is
Unheard.
crazy. Yeah. So, all right, let's talk about your favorite song off this album. You actually performed my favorite song off of this album, Sanitarium. What about anyone else want to speak up off of Master of Puppets? Look at it. Check out which is your favorite
The
off
whole
of that.
album
The whole album
rocks,
rocks.
man.
Yeah, this is an excellent album. This is
You know what? I like Orion. Orion's my
Ryan
favorite,
is my
man.
absolute favorite.
I love
Metallica
Orion.
song.
And no offense to James, because there's no vocals, but I love Orion.
I love
So
that song.
This is their third album. Came out in '86, what he said. Peaked at number 29, and it became the first they call thrash metal album to be certified platinum. Not only platinum, it was 6 times platinum. They got a lot of rave reviews from the critics, and they say this is one of the most influential metal albums of all time. Some say the best heavy metal album of all time. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
I would agree,
That's
definitely.
why we picked it.
What about Heavy Horses by Jethro Tull? What do you think about that one?
Doesn't touch me.
Is that the one that won?
I don't know which one it was, but you guys remember that. It was like the
Yeah.
Grammys or whatever. The first time they did like a heavy metal award, and the heavy metal album, they lost out to Jethro Tull.
Metallica
And it
performed
was
one.
just like, what the heck? When did Jethro Tull become...
Who produced that? Bob
What?
Rock?
Which one?
This one.
No.
All right, what do
He
you
did the Black Album.
what do you guys think of Lars though?
It's
Great.
Crazy.
Seems like he's a pain in
solid.
the ass though. No, he's a good drummer and all that stuff. I mean, just as a person, he seems like a pain in the ass from what I say.
He's got LDD.
He's very proactive. That's all.
Lead drummer does he?
Man.
Did you know
Most
that
drummers aren't.
he is from like Denmark or something like that, and he was going to be a tennis pro. His dad was a tennis pro, and he was going to be a tennis pro, but instead he got into the drums.
Crash out.
Yeah, so that's something. Let's play a little more of this, and then we're gonna take. Now we're gonna go into the call-in segments. Are you ready for the call-ins? We don't have call-ins. We have text-ins. So I write them down. All right, here's one. I always feel like the music's too loud, so I always got to stop it. We'll play little snippets at a time. All right, here's our first call, text, whatever you want to call it. Christy Marinara from Morganville, New Jersey writes, "Dear, live from Dennis's house. Reload is my favorite album, and I think it is the best Metallica album of all time. Do you guys agree?"
No.
How old is she?
Yeah,
Sorry,
she's
she's born in 2000.
Yeah,
Doesn't say.
she's young.
yeah.
So I'm not even sure I know Reload. I know Load had a
Give me
couple.
fuel, give me
of things.
fire.
That was on
That's
Load
a
or
good song.
Reload?
I was on load.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, see? No one even knows.
Okay then. There's
Wow.
the answer.
It is a load.
Yeah, I think it was the disco remixes of what was on Load.
Yeah.
That's a bad name to even name your album, Load.
Yeah.
Well, the cover was Semen and Blood, right?
Was it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hammond, Semen
Never
and
saw
Blood.
it.
See, yeah, because they
So Load.
look how awesome that album cover is.
Yeah.
A
That's
bunch
metal.
of crosses, Master of Puppets. That's an awesome name for an album too. They knew what they were doing back then.
My friend actually made that cover in graphic arts class, and the teacher kicked him out of class saying it was because of devil worshiping. Danny, that was for you.
Yeah, that'll do it. You know. All right, let's take our next call. Text, whatever you want to say it. All right, this guy, Mark, you probably know this guy. He's from East Brunswick, New Jersey.
No, who's
Cleavon Whipple.
that? Don't know. I don't know any Cleveland.
What's up,
Whipple,
Cleveland?
Whipple procedure. We did over at.
Is he related to the Charmin guy?
Yeah, I think so. Mr. Whipple. I was his dad. Yeah. All right. Dear, live from Dennis's house. Uh-oh, this is going to get controversial. What do you guys think of what happened in Sayreville High School? Are you for or against it?
I don't think anybody can afford it.
All right, so let me explain what happened here. People outside of New Jersey doesn't know, or people in New Jersey don't know, that Sayreville High School, are you anybody here from Sayreville?
No.
You live kind of close, though, don't you?
Not too
Yeah.
far.
Never
Yeah.
on that football team.
Thank God.
So there was
We used
big
to play him in football.
a big problem that there was some hazing going on, but it was a lot more than just hazing.
Yeah.
It was,
Fingers.
penetration, sodomy. Yeah, it was rape of other kids on that the seniors would hold down the freshmen and violate them, and they would think this was normal behavior. Some people said it's been going on for years and years, passed down generation to generation. Maybe the coaches even knew about it. See, but the thing that got me about this, I think this first started when they renamed the school Liberace High School. That's when all things went downhill. What do you expect?
Yeah.
And the thing that really gets me is that who the hell would think of something like this? That you think you're like, whatever happened to like a wedgie or something like that, you know? But who would in their right mind say, all right, I'm going to do this to this guy here? You know, that it's worse for the person doing it, I think. Well, not worse, but it's it's equally bad. Have you ever thought of this? Did that thought ever cross your mind? Like, oh, look at that guy over there.
Some girls and, you know.
Yeah, I wonder what his butthole smells like. Let me find out.
We're men. Strange behavior.
Yeah, so,
Nice.
I don't
The
know.
coaches actually got stopped and pulled over, and they had a whole bunch of steroids with needles and everything they caught.
Oh, really? Yeah, that'll explain it.
Say,
I
like,
know.
preparation.
Huh?
Charlie Garcia's from my school.
That,
Town. He went to work there.
Well, he works with Sarah.
Go ahead, D.
yeah.
They closed that whole.
If you're listening, you're an idiot.
So, they
Stick your
did...
finger in your hole, now you have a Tootsie Roll.
They did have a candlelight vigil the other day, which I think is a little excessive, considering that's usually reserved for like 9/11 and schools that got shot up and stuff like this. You know, I feel bad for everybody, and the kids responsible should be, I don't know about that though. Should they be held as adults though and like sentenced to jail for a long time?
They're not adults.
Or, you know, just, I don't know what's going to become of them, but very controversial subject. I don't know what's going on here.
Definitely not getting a
Season's
scholarship.
over. That's it. All right. So, all right, we have one more. This is the advice section here from Kelly Burns from Rancho Cucamonga, California. This one's for you, Mark. She writes, "Dear Live from Dennis's house, can you recommend a good shampoo?" Mark,
I say
you can
agree.
take that.
What the midget say to the lady? Gee, your hair smells terrific. Not good. Actually, I'm into Pantene. I like Pantene. It's a little pricey, but
All right, I think that's going to be a new segment. I think I'm going to start a new advice one every day. I'll help people with their relationships. So, yeah, keep those ideas coming in, like shampoo. Although, there's something about shampoo that you don't know, that there's a factory in Newark, New Jersey that makes all the shampoo in the world. That it's just a big giant vat, and they just bring different bottles in and put the same shampoo in. So the dollar shampoo that you get at the dollar store is the same shampoo that you're paying $17 for Vidal Sassoon or whatever else, Paul Mitchell. So get your shampoo from the dollar store. There you go. That's an expose for.
Save money, America.
out there, cannot breathe the open air. Whisper things that should not read, assuring me that I'm insane. Think our heads are in their hands, violence used me violent man. Keep him tight, it makes him well, it's getting better, can't you tell? No more can they keep us in, listen damage we will win. They see it right, they see it well, they think it saves us from all hell. Sanitarium, leave me be. Sanitarium, just leave me alone. Sanitarium, just leave me alone. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four.
Alright, back to Metallica now. Alright, so anybody else, you guys got anything else to tell? We'll have an open forum here. Open discussion, open questions, talk about anything you want. Because we're about to wrap it up. We're going to review this album. Alright, think about that. In the meantime, we'll review it. Alright, Mark, how many stars would you give this album out of 5?
I give it a 5-star.
There you go. Everybody else agree with that? 5. Excellent album, like I said, possibly or definitely the greatest heavy metal album of all time and the most influential. It influenced everybody that played the guitar after 1986 and before. So, and you got this album, you think that it's still for sale at that flea market or whatever?
That flea market's gone.
Flea market's not there? Oh, too bad. Well, you can always get this album for sure. And go out and buy it. I recommend it highly. Metallica.
Get the shirt too.
Yes, look at that. He's got his shirt. So, alright, so everybody go out and buy the Scars of Envy CDs. Go see them at the Saint. And go check them out wherever you can. From what I hear, they're an awesome band. What I've heard. And, that's it for now. So, thanks you guys for coming on. And hold up your cup. Cheers.
Waiting for cold cock whiskey.
There you go. Live from Dennis's house. Ooh, see you guys next week.
I want to thank Cold Cock Whiskey and Energy Entertainment Group.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, here's your last turn. Ah.